What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pincade. So tonight's an interesting night. We're gonna head over to my friend Alan's house, and we're gonna check out a pretty rare machine. It is a Gottlieb Premier Nightmare on Elm Street machine, which is pretty interesting because one, you don't really come across them too much. Two, it's actually a DMD, Gottlieb, which were Premier, which there wasn't too many of those before Gottlieb kind of went defunct. And it also has like a robotic head, kind of like Rudy from Funhouse or Red and Ted's Roadshow, which was kind of copyrighted by Williams. So it's interesting because Freddy's eyes doesn't move back and forth, and I think that was the way they were able to get around the copyright. But right now we're gonna head over to like a really awesome ramen joint that's near me, a place called Rai Rai Ramen in New Brunswick. So if you're in the New Jersey, central New Jersey area, this is an awesome place to get ramen. And it's really, really good. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna eat, and we're gonna play some games. He also has some other games there. I don't know if I'm gonna film them. I think he also has on loan right now a Ripleys, Believe It or Not, which is also another game that is not really too. I mean, it's not like a rare game, but I also have never really seen one on route anywhere. It's just one of those titles that, I just don't see him around. I don't know if it just wasn't a popular game or whatnot, but it kind of grew on me over time. So we're almost at the ramen joint. I can't wait to get some food. I'm starving and just worked all day, and it's like kind of like still rush hour traffic right now, and just can't wait to get something to eat first, and then we'll film the machine. So another interesting thing about the Freddy machine is that it has a like a 2 different mode system for scoring, and hopefully Alan could explain that a little bit better. But basically, there's dream state scoring, and there's an awake state scoring, just like in the movies. And depending on what state you're in is dependent on what you're really supposed to be doing or going for. But so just got to the ramen place. Hopefully there's parking somewhere even close by. Oh, nice, right in the front. Sweet. This place is always busy. That's how you know it's good. Anyway, and there's lots of round eye and Asian in here, so you know that it's good. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time when we're at Alan's house.
Is with sound?
Yeah, we're doing it now.
So let me know if it's too loud.
No, hold on. Let's take a look at the playfield really quick. So obviously there's 2 modes, right? There's a sleep and an awake mode, right?
Correct.
And the scoring is different based off of that, right?
Yep.
Is there a way to turn it just a little bit lower?
Turn it down?
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. Awesome. So I'm not screaming and everything. So, how much difference of scoring is there in the awake or the sleep mode?
I have no idea. I don't know. I think awake is you're awake, and then when you're in one of the nightmares, the 1 through 6 and the final nightmare, that's when you're asleep and you're battling Freddy.
Okay.
But then the alarm clock goes off. You'll hear it go off, and then you're in the awake mode. You're about to become awake again, and you have no power. Basically, Freddy has all the power.
So these gloves.
Sorry, it's the opposite. You have.
You have the common problem with the glove with the fingers breaking. I heard that they're very fragile.
Yeah, there's ways of putting them back on. I just haven't really bothered. The other ones, the ones that are broken off, are obviously plastic, and then the one at the bottom is actually metal.
That's the diverter, right?
Yeah, that's the actual flipper.
The interesting thing about it is that Freddy head right there, because they got around the Williams copyright for that kind of mechanics in a machine.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Because since his eyes doesn't move, they couldn't sue him. I believe
so like Funhouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you notice,
Roadshow.
Roadshow and Funhouse, the eyes move back and forth.
That's true.
And from what I understand, they wanted to make a head like that, and they were in jeopardy of being sued if the eyes moved. But since the eyes don't move, they couldn't sue them for it.
Wow,
I think also there was something about how far its head was off of the playfield. You know, because there was like these, I guess the lawyers found loopholes in the copyright,
Sure.
and that's how they were able to get that Freddy head in there. That's my understanding of the history of this game. So what does this boiler room shot do? Because I was playing this last night a little bit just to get a little bit more acclimated to it. And I noticed that there's kind of like some kind of skill shot that goes right into it, right?
There is. There's the door there goes up and down, and it'll block your shot if you don't time it correctly. And as each ball progresses, it gets faster and faster. It gets harder and harder to actually get that window when it's actually open.
I love this artwork right here because it kind of reminds me of some of the movies I watch on the internet.
Yeah, I don't really remember that scene, but it's definitely. I looked at it at first and I was like, "Is she in a bathtub? What is that?" But she's actually, I think she's coming out of a mirror, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's a mirror. But at first I was like, "Why is that girl laying there with her legs open?" So I mean, this machine you have looks really well. You know, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's got the original Mylar still in place.
Where is the Mylar? In the middle?
Well, you can see kind of where it ends here under with the claw letters here. And then Mylar typically doesn't go all the way to the edge, so you can actually see it where it doesn't quite meet the edge.
So now, through previous conversations we had, Mylar kind of slows the game in that spot a little bit, right?
It can. I've waxed this playfield recently, so that'll help a lot. This plays pretty fast. I've also lowered the legs in the back a little bit, so it's not quite it's not as steep. But yeah, I mean, definitely worn Mylar can slow a ball down. Definitely.
So what is this this minimum power, maximum power type? You can't really see with this glare here, but
yeah, that's as you go through the game.
What is it, like an LCD screen?
Get more power. Like there's this thing here indicating more power. It's like about 10 LEDs, I think.
Okay, so it lights up.
Standard bulbs, come to think of it. But yeah, they just light up in succession. I think you start out with 4 when you launch the ball, and then you can add more as the game goes on.
I'm trying to block the DMD. There it is. Got to block the DMD to get it.
Right.
But all right, so like fire it up and play. Let's see.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to get.
So basically, I missed the skill shot because we were talking.
All right.
So it's just gonna hit the door, then it's gonna open. So now I have another shot at it. But it's really impossible to do this from the right flipper. So you gotta put it on the left flipper. And it closed again while I was trying to get it on the flipper. So it's just a matter of. Sometimes you get off that upper flipper, but that's very difficult to do.
So I'm just going to switch to your other side because there's also, I forgot the souls, the wall of souls that are by Freddy's face there.
Soul targets, yeah.
Yeah, so what do those soul targets do? Because I was messing with it yesterday, and I kept hitting them, and I kept going into a sleep mode, and the rules are a little interesting on this game.
It depends on what nightmare you're in. One of the nightmares has to hit the souls. It means you get basically small jackpots.
Okay.
But mostly it's just to advance you towards different bonuses in the game.
The call-outs are pretty cool in this game.
They are. I mean,
if you're a Nightmare and Elm Street fan, the call-outs are pretty cool.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun with this, especially Robert Eggers. He's always a good sport about this sort of thing. So he put in some real nice ones. But I don't know I don't know if they're from the movies or not.
There were so many Freddy movies that who could keep track of
It's
them?
hard to say, right? So now I'm in Nightmare 1, so it's a multi-ball. And I've already lost one of the balls.
So how did you activate the nightmare? I guess let's start there.
You have to go in the
boiler room.
oven, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is that the jackpot shot right now? Is that why it's opening and closing?
Yeah.
Okay.
that's the big jackpot. And then you got smaller jackpots that are lit. Usually the same shot. It's around his head from the right, and you've got also from the left going around his head as well. You can see that one jackpot there is lit by the drop-down targets. So now that's over. So now you're awake again. So you got to try and get the next nightmare by hitting the door and then getting the ball in there.
So, how do you get that claw activated? Because I've messed with it before in the virtual edition, but I don't really know what exactly I did to get that claw to send the ball that way.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Or what exactly the claw is supposed to really do other than flap it off of that track.
That's it. It's just to save the ball, and if you don't use it, you get a 10 million bonus.
Okay.
So you can choose to either lose the ball or keep playing.
That was the skill shot. So that sent you right into nightmare mode, huh?
Correct. Now you notice this one is not a multi-ball, and I'm not exactly sure why that is, but this one is just a single ball, and that's a jackpot there.
Well, it's actually calling out for you to hit the drop target, so.
Right.
So I guess every nightmare is a different mode and situation going on.
Exactly. You have different goals in each nightmare.
I will say that some of the Gottlieb Premier games are actually pretty good. Like, remember that time we were playing Waterworld? The game looks terrible, but it was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, Waterworld is a good game, definitely. Well, you know what the rule is. If it's a bad movie, it's a great pinball.
Yeah.
Like Congo, it's another one.
I really don't like Congo though.
I've never played it actually, but that's the.
Oh no, we played it. Remember we played it at Pinfest, and that guy was like trying to sell me it while I was mid game.
I don't remember.
Remember he was like, "Oh, I just redid all the flippers and blah blah," and the thing was like flimsy and shitty. And he was like trying to sell it to me. We got harassed at that pinball show.
We did. We absolutely had a lot of people trying to sell us machines.
They were like smelling money off of us for some reason.
Yeah, which is a complete misnomer. But
remember that other guy? He was like ready to kick our ass for not buying that bingo pinball machine.
Yeah, he was definitely disappointed. He thought he had a couple of live ones there.
All we were doing was just asking.
We had a question, and then he took that to mean like you were really interested.
No, he went beyond interested. He wanted to like fill out interest paperwork on it. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean,
it was cool, but it was like those things, from what I understand, are a pain.
That's probably why he's trying to dump it as hard as.
I was talking to a guy who repairs EMs, and he was like, "Oh, don't ever get one. They're a pain."
Yeah, I mean. So I want to play it again for me. I want to film the DMD because the DMD's got some cool graphics of like Freddy's head coming out of his own head and stuff. So
definitely, and it's got a lot of. It tells you a lot.
I guess it's a high scoring game.
Definitely a heads up thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, not in my case. But
yeah, I know. Yeah, like a 100 million or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good game for me. 30 million is my typical, my average.
Do you know whatever happened to Gottlieb and Premiere? What exactly made them fold, and Williams still stuck around? Or I've never bothered to research why Gottlieb and Premiere collapsed.
Well, I mean, in general, they just didn't have the sales. They didn't have the titles.
Yeah, some of their games weren't that good, like Diamond Queen.
Yeah, I mean, even a game like Class of 1812. I mean, who's gonna walk up to that in the pizza parlor and play that thing?
Actually, believe it or not, that thing's like a cult hit.
Oh, I know that. That's what I'm saying, though. It's a cult hit after the fact. I'm sure that in your local arcade, you'd be like, what is this thing with the fucking plastic heart?
I'll tell you that some of the call-outs in that game is downright annoying.
Yes, I agree. I don't like it. A lot of people love it. I'm not a fan.
I actually recently watched like one of those TNT videos on it because they were selling one, and he went through the rule set. And after he went through the rule set, I went back to the virtual, pin that I got and started playing it. And I actually had a different mentality on it. So the next time you're over, we'll give it another swing, and you can see. So what was that about buying souls?
Yeah, you can earn Krugerrands, which is really a dumb play on words, but...
What is it?
Krugerrands, it's like an Australian gold coin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said Cooterends.
No.
I was like,
don't hold me to that, but it's definitely it's a country's gold coin. It used to be popular about like.
Because I was gonna say, buying Cooterends could get you put in jail.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain, and you have to want to wear them if they're actually clothing articles. I don't know what the hell that is. It sounds like something that you would go to jail for.
No, Cooterends meaning vagina, the ends of the vagina. Right?
Cooter ends. All right. Must have been your accent.
Is that one of those New York, New Jersey?
I don't know.
So that's one video thing I've never been able to figure out. It was playing that last night, and it's saying "help me," and I see these weird like.
Yeah, that's the souls. That's when you hit.
Oh, that's the souls.
Yeah, that's when you hit that soul target.
Because I could not make out what the illustration was, and I was wondering if it was something else. You want to show off your Af-tor game?
Sure, of course.
Oh, I realized what Wicco is. It was an arcade parts company at one point. They made joysticks.
Yeah, Wicco was a pinball parts manufacturer as well.
So this is a really rare game, right? Af-tor?
Super, super rare. Definitely.
And it's from Wicco. Is it Wicco or Wicco?
I say Wicco.
I think it's. I say Wicco. So
okay.
Tomato.
Right.
It's my New York accent thing.
Yeah, 1982, 1983.
So one thing that you were showing me is the uniqueness of the back box of how it's like elevated.
Box, yeah, it sits off of the play field in a very unique way. I think it's like the only machine that's situated that way. So I think
a scan at now you still don't have the soundboard working, right? So
right, no sound, but
somebody had this on Mr. Pinball. I was like, Alan should buy that soundboard off the guy.
Yeah, if it were just a soundboard, it wouldn't be a problem, but it's integrated in the whole.
I mean, this thing is from what year is this?
82, 83.
Yeah, the artwork and the style of it just screams like 1980s solid state.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely a very early 80s solid state mindset.
This is one of those like Mad Max post-apocalypse type. Yeah, everyone rides a dirt bike type.
Yeah, that's what really drew me to it, because there's only like a few post-apocalyptic machines, and there's none that are really this kind of serious about it. There's Road Kings, which sort of intimates that it's after the apocalypse, and I think there's another one, but this is the only one that's really it's definitely Af-tor the apocalypse.
See, in the 80s, I don't understand. We all drive motorcycles. We all drive dirt bikes.
And you notice it's the future, so they have like spiky things coming off of.
Yeah, there's always spikes and motorcycles and apocalypse and doom.
Yeah.
From the 80s to now.
I just noticed this whatever, it looks like a Corvette from like around 1960 there, stuck in the rock, or is it blowing up?
And a questionable girl, because I don't know if that's a transsexual or.
Well, not all the pretty ones survive.
Well, this guy doesn't look like a guy that really gives a shit. He's gonna hit it anyway.
Yeah. So as Todd Tucky pointed out, this game had a lot of firsts.
Tucky did a review on this too?
Yeah, he did. He did a couple videos on it, and the one is the alphanumeric display, which was the first alphanumeric display ever. It also has LED indicators for the fuses on the board, so that you know which one's out. I think the drop target to protect the out lane is also.
I got a glare from your Ripleys there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I also remember that multi-ball sling. I don't know what you call that.
The saucer?
Yeah, it was a real pain to hit.
Yeah, it still is. You have to kind of guide it in there instead of slamming it in there, because if you slam it in there, it's just going to bounce out.
All right, so which side should I shoot you playing from? This side?
Whichever you prefer.
Go ahead, try this side. Let's see. Because the play field's kind of symmetrical in design.
Yeah, definitely.
And it still bugs me out that this machine doesn't make any noise when you play it.
So you just kind of get into the multi-ball there, and it just spit it out again. You know, it doesn't bother me. I know it.
I feel like I'm playing a librarian-style pinball.
Well, I usually have like loud music playing anyway, so.
Yeah, then it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, but it's more important to me that it actually works properly rather than have sound. So.
Yeah, I mean these older games, these are cool to get working.
Definitely.
I know that's one thing I like doing at Papa or Pinburg is playing all the cool like rare solid states that they still have operating.
Sure.
They're much more of a challenging game too, and they're not that hard to learn, you know.
Well, people say about the EMs and the early solid states that they're slower than today's games. And it's like, yeah, it's absolutely true, but you have to understand they didn't have lane change. They didn't have that hadn't been invented yet. I mean, they didn't have ball save. All these things that made a game really challenging. And in the case of like the really old EMs, you had flippers that were only like an inch long. I mean, it was like ridiculous.
Oh, those little tiny lightning. I don't even know what to call them. They're not lightning flippers.
No, they're not called lightning. They're just called flippers. From the '60s. And
yeah, those are a nightmare when you get those in competition, because it's like you can't even go get a drink of soda or something because that guy in front of you is not going to play long.
Right.
And you know that you're not going to play long.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, like on a game on like Central Park, it's got tiny little flippers, and there's like all kinds of opportunities for to lose the ball. There's the out lanes are so there's multiple out lanes, and they're so huge and wide that you have to be really good at just getting the ball out of anywhere near those lanes. So, like I said, I mean, they're challenging.
They really swing a game, and I think that's why, at Pinburg you have to play, errors of everything, right? You have to be good at solid states and EMs and super old EMs.
Yep. No,
because
true.
it really draws a real swing if all you do is play modern games. You could always tell those players that are biased against or don't have access to these older titles because they just tank on those things.
Right.
And
it's a totally different mindset.
Well, you have gotten good at that multi-ball sauce thing.
Yep. So now all we need is multi-ball to start.
Yeah, this doesn't auto-launch, right? So the ball's in the trough?
No, it's not in the trough. That's the problem. Wait, hold on. Those are the drop targets. Well, this does happen from time to time. It usually happens after you get a multi-ball. And this is actually the one glitch that this machine has, and I want to ask other Af-tor owners if they have this problem.
Is that like a superhero club, like the Af-tor superhero club?
Absolutely. No, we're not that deep. At least I hope we're not. I mean, the one guy in Canada might be, but he's actually pretty good.
You think he's got that chick tattooed on his butt cheek or what?
I don't know what that means, and I hope to never know. Okay.
So you just took a loss on that multi-ball?
I totally took a loss on that.
That happens. It's not competition, right? If you were competition, you'd be crying like a little girl.
Well, no, because no, I'm crying like a little girl, and also it's just a pain to have to. I just put the glass back on it because I had the glass off for so long because it would do that from time to time. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to put the glass back on. But for this, I put the glass back on, and now it's.
No, I'm laughing because if you see some of these guys in Pinburg, man, they freak out when a failure happens. It's like the end of the fucking world, And,
there's some.
And they go crying to the official, and you're just standing there like, "Can we finish the game? Like, can you just take the hit, man? Just like."
Yeah, it's not.
It's not the World Series. You're not gonna win. Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, pinball machines aren't perfect either. I mean, things happen, and you get a weird glitch or a weird problem happen, and you don't get a score you were hoping for, and well, it's just the way of the world.
One of the greatest things that happened during Pinburg was this. It happened to a really wrong person. She was really nice, but she accidentally played someone else's ball, which was a complete elimination on that round. Yep. Not the full round, but that actual table. And they were like vultures. They're like, she played out of turn. She needs to get disqualified. I'm like, Jesus, take it easy, man. Like, they were ready to like string her up in the back and set her on fire for it, you know.
Yeah, so I'm not really explaining what's going on because I'd just be duplicating what Todd Tuckey did in his video.
That's fine. I was just filming. You want to show me Ripleys, man?
I got one more left.
Might as well just go through a quarter, 75% of your current collection right now.
Well, this isn't mine.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying it's still in your collection right now. It's in your possession, right?
Right now, it's in my possession.
And you'll probably get addicted to playing it.
Just gonna turn it down.
You probably get addicted to playing it and end up buying it. So.
Well, I was thinking today, it'd be nice to have.
Well, how much is Paul looking for this?
I don't remember. I think we were at about 4,500.
Yeah, that head right there, they probably really took it out of one of those bullshit Ripley museums and put it in the machine.
I think it's supposed to go like hanging from the rear view mirror of a 59 Dodge.
So this game has got a ton of rules in it. I mean, this is a good game.
It's got a lot of different objectives, for sure. You have your ABC 1, 2, 3 thing here, tic-tac-toe board, and then you got the continents.
Yeah, the continents are right there. And you have to
shoot.
What is that thing called again?
Vary target.
A vary target. I can never remember the name of that.
Yeah, vary targets are really rare.
I like them. They make the game so much harder, right? And you really have to hit them hard enough.
Yeah.
It's not like manipulating a switch sometimes. Oh, yeah, and I forgot. It's got that idle magnet over there.
Yep.
That really throws some randomness into it.
Well, you can't have a Pat Lawler game without a magnet.
Pat Lawler is an awesome designer. I know there's like a lot of Richie fans and shit, but Pat Lawler is my favorite.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a favorite anymore. I when I first got into pinball, I was a big Steve Richie fan, but now I don't know. The game has a lot of satisfying shots. The only thing I don't like about it is this scoop.
Which scoop? The one in the front of you?
Yeah. This sort of Addams Family carryover scoop. I don't really dig it.
Yeah, why's that?
Well, it kind of interrupts the flow. I mean, like right here, boom. It's the right side of it is so in the way, and not really in a challenging way. Just in the way. And that's the way I feel about it.
Just one more.
But overall, I mean, I really, really dig this machine.
Valuable artifacts.
I played this machine a lot in virtual.
Yes, that's where I play it as well.
And I never had a chance to play one.
Yeah, they're not. You don't find these too much.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. I went to Calgary a couple of years ago, and in the Calgary airport, there is the tiniest pinball arcade ever.
Oh, really?
2 pinball machines.
Oh, okay.
South Park and Ripley's Believe It or Not. And it actually has, they have a name for it. It's called the Flipper Fun or something like that. It actually has, stencil on the door. The name for this little arcade. It's just hilarious. And if I hadn't been with other people, that were trying to get somewhere, I would have stopped and played some pinball. But
South Park is one of the few Data East games that I actually like.
yeah, it's all right. A lot of the shots in there are quite challenging, and they're fun, and the call-outs are fun.
I don't know if I would own one though. I think I would end up beating it after having it for a couple months and and I would get all the way to the wizard mode and be done with it.
Yeah, more of a family game.
Because I remember being a teenager and going to like my local mega arcade where they have like batting cages and stuff, and they had one.
Right.
And I didn't even know how to play pinball, and I just kept playing it, every time I went there, and I almost beat it, even back then. And I had no idea what the fuck I was doing.
Right.
And now, I played on the virtual thing, but it's sometimes shots are a little harder to make on the virtual stuff because the computer is trying to figure out where it should go.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't always go the way you want it to go.
Sure, it's time to visit South America. Shrunken heads.
So definitely the challenge in this game is getting all the continents and all the Ripley levers. I haven't done both.
All two locked. Multi-ball is lit. You need to party.
I have a ball.
Oh, did you get it? No.
No, this.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You got the 3 in a row right there.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I distracted
Don't
you,
distract me like that.
and you choked. All right, so show me Centigrade really quick, because I know that's another interesting one.
Is that my third ball? Oh, my second ball, dude.
Just launch it. Launch it. What are you having, a game of your life?
No, I actually just got grand champion before you came. I got over 50 million.
Maybe I could change that for you before I leave.
It's just gonna, it's gonna be tedious now. We gotta wait for all the shoot again to go through, and
I usually do what I do at Silver Ball, man. I just shut it off. I launch the ball, I shut it off, I wait a second, and turn it back on.
oh, I'm sure they'd be glad to hear that.
I'm sure there's people that do a lot worse to those machines.
Don't do as I do. Do as I say.
I'm sure there's a lot worse things that happen to those machines, like people that use that place as a daycare for their kids to run around and slam on it.
Oh, I forgot I didn't get the special. Oh, now I got multi-ball. I gotta play the multi-ball. That's terrible, too.
I thought you said you were gonna play it.
Yeah, I
It
know.
looks like you're just draining it.
Oh my god.
Come on, don't choke about the camera. Don't think about the camera.
That wasn't what it was. It's just, sometimes things don't go the way you plan. Hit the jackpot really hard. As it should.
I don't believe it.
Well, believe it or not.
So you think this machine will get magnetic burn-in, like Adam's Family and stuff in that corner, or no?
I don't think you're there enough, to be honest with you. We were looking at the magnet at the top where the shrunken head is.
Yeah.
And it was totally clean. So
I know what Spider-Man has that. Well, the original Spider-Man has that, right?
the original Spider-Man.
Not the Bally one or whatever. I'm talking about the before the Revolt edition Spider-Man. You know, the Doc Ock shot.
Yeah.
I know that one gets a lot of burn, and they changed the Doc Ock shot now, right on the new one. Yeah, it's a different type of magnet
Oh, okay.
to stop the burning that people were having on that side of the playfield. And what's the other one that gets bad burning, magnet burning? Oh, Adam's Family, right?
Adam's Family, and then there's another one that has magnets. Black Knight gets a lot of burning.
Black Knight, really?
Yeah, it's got the magnet save.
Yeah, I know where it is, but I didn't know that one was one of the ones of.
Well, and also like terribly one playfield too. I mean, people play the double row.
Amazing, it's time to visit Australia.
So, good, I'm good.
You're happy now? You feel complete?
Yeah, I figured I'd stop at the extra ball because then we could be here forever.
So this one is one of my favorite. Let me move the mic over a little bit. This is one of my favorite EMs. So if your machine ever goes missing, don't go to my house.
Oh yeah, the first place I'll go. Yeah, this is probably one of, if not my favorite EM, probably one of the top 5.
There you go.
Yeah, I love the animated back glass on this thing, and
Yeah. When I first realized,
are these real? These LEDs are incandescents?
no, those are color changing LEDs in the pop bumpers. That's the only
Okay.
LEDs in the game.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the inserts don't look like they're LEDs, but. All right, so let me go on the other side of you.
Okay.
So this one is about hitting those lit inserts.
Yeah, you want to advance the thermometer by advancing the bonus, and the bonus lights are the white lights on the right.
Let me move back a little bit. So.
And now since I hit that one target, the lights now will flicker back and forth depending on what you hit in a random fashion. And when I first played this game, I just thought that was the coolest thing.
What, the thermometer thing?
No, that the lights change.
Oh, switch back and forth?
So your bonus keeps going from left to right, left
For
to
me,
right.
it was the thermometer thing that I was like, how the hell is it doing that? And then, like last month, you revealed the magic of how that works.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where it's the ribbon on the solenoid or whatever. It's
Yeah,
kind of cranking it up like
right. It's a white and red ribbon that's around a spool. I don't want to burst anybody's bubble here. I thought it was like magic or something, and it's driven by a solenoid that advances it on a sort of a ratchet. But pretty low tech. But it was kind of low tech times,
This is a hard game, and it's a fun game at the same time, because that one right lane, which I didn't really show, but if I'll show the right lane really quick. This lane right here really creates some randomization as you try and go down it and light as many of those lights as you can.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Path of the Dead on Lord of the Rings.
Correct. Yes.
You have to get that ball in the right lane, otherwise you don't get the good stuff.
And it also has those drains on the side right there.
The suicide lane, yes.
Is it on this? No, it's only on the one side.
Some machines have them on both sides. This one only has it on one, thankfully. You want to start another game up?
That was already a whole game?
Yeah.
You have it on 5-ball?
I was playing absolutely terrible. So let's try another one. Maybe I can get the special to be lit on this one.
It's so satisfying to roll this machine.
It definitely is.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily that easy.
No, it's not.
But there are some advantages. You showed them to me to get in like the what was it, like the ABCD, and then you get all of the lights lit someplace, and that really ramps the score up quickly.
Correct.
Than just going for the inserts.
Yeah, getting ABCD is your biggest bonus advance. You'll see the thermometer jump up quite a bit when you get that. I hope to do that during this game to show that off. So some real intelligent design. I mean, they put the suicide lane at the end of the area with the most bonus.
Correct.
Very clever.
That's why I'm saying, depending on what your strategy is to try and roll the machine, really makes a challenging game. Because if you go for just inserts, it's really hard to try and roll that.
It is.
You have to know those secrets, like you were teaching me about. I mean, that's pretty much any EM, right? There's always like this secret method to getting high scores.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, oh, shoot all these shots and then hit the spinner all night long, right? And then other times like this, you're going for the ABCD and then, maxing out the bonus as much as possible.
Definitely.
So you got the thermometer pretty high now.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident I can get it all the way up there. Since I still have the bonus doubler lit.
See, you jinxed yourself.
I did.
And you didn't even try and nudge that either. Oh, you had an extra ball though.
No, I'm very careful with this machine. It's my pride and joy. So I don't bump it unless I absolutely have to.
Oh, you got it. You got it all the way up. The thermometer.
Something's wrong actually.
Ah, something's failing.
Yeah, it's chipping a switch and it's creating too many points.
Is that also maybe why your ball advancer never went through? Because you had 3 balls, you drained, and it still said 3 balls.
See,
So you just rolled it.
I'm getting points without even hitting anything. So.
All right. So I guess we got some troubleshooting to do now.
Yeah. Time for another adjustment.
Yeah.
Just got an extra ball.
So anyway, cool. Thanks for letting us see, some of the games you have.
Sure, absolutely.
And I mean, you got some cool games. Lord of the Rings we'll skip just because, whatever. Lord of the Rings, it's a good game, but you've seen it 100 times.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was a popular game at one point.
Sure.
So cool. Thanks, man.
You got it.